Hey guys, welcome again to the Pre-Forclosure
Hello.
podcast. Today we're talking about everything pre-foreclosure. We're gonna walk you through the entire step of what a pre-foreclosure is and how does it work, so you can have a better understanding as to how it works, so you can also go ahead, you guys, and help these homeowners get out of a horrible situation. Right, Shakol?
Sounds about right. You guys stay tuned.
Hey guys, welcome again. As we said before, we're talking about pre-foreclosure, the entire pre-foreclosure process. Now, how does the pre-foreclosure process work? It's homeowner who is behind at least 90 days on payments. Now, how does it work, Shakol? The very first missed payment, them get a late notice.
Correct.
The first 30 days you miss it, you get a late notice. The second 30 day, you get a 60-day notice. And the third time you miss the payment, you get a 90-day notice.
Yep.
Now, that starts a whole chain of event. After the first 90-day notice, the next letter you're going to get is a demand letter. Now, what is a demand letter? A demand letter is actually the lender asking for all those 3 payments that was missed in one lump sum. At this stage in time, no, you cannot use each month to catch up back. You have to give them a lump sum all in once. That's the demand letter. You ever talk to a pre-foreclosure homeowner and them tell us them get a demand letter?
Yeah, they tell me they got a demand letter, and then they'll say, but I've been making payments. I've been making my monthly payments, and I tell them, look, at this point in time, they want what's due. They won't accept the month's payment, the 1 month payment that you're behind. You have to actually catch up on all 3 for the payments to even go towards the mortgage at all.
Yeah. So after the first 3 months payment miss, the demand letter come, and after the demand letter, as I said before, you have to have those 3 months payment all together put. Now, if you don't have those 3 months payment in a lump sum, then the notice of default is being issued. Them send a notice of default come stick by your door. You ever see a property with a notice of default yet?
So I normally go to the homeowner when they are well aware, or they know that they're behind in payments. The only time I've seen a notice of default is when I go to a vacant property.
I mean, that makes sense, because with the vacant property, then there's no one to take off the notice of default.
Correct.
Now, also, guys, them send a notice of default to the local newspaper company, because by law in Georgia, you have to advertise the property for at least 4 consecutive weeks to the public, so the public can see before the auction. So typically, the homeowner get like 30 days for actually find a solution for remove them house from out of pre-foreclosure before it actually goes to the auction. And that is where we come in with our level of expertise for kind of stop the auction or postpone it, right?
Yeah, that's where we come in. We try to, assist the homeowners with some options in regards to stopping that auction, or to pretty much help them either sell their home or to keep their home, whichever they feel works best for them. Even though that's not how it usually always turns out, but we at least want to render some options to them to help them keep their home if that's what they're looking to do.
Okay. So, yeah, guys, after you purchase a home, right, you have this bunch of closing documents where each one of us sign, because as homeowner, them get this bunch of documents where nobody know what is it that them signing. Majority of the people don't know what is it them signing, but inside those paperwork, you have a security deed,
and a promissory note.
And those are the 2 documents that lean the bank amount against the property, because the bank really don't own the property. It is your house, but the bank have a lien against it for the amount of the loan, right?
Yeah, for the money that you borrowed.
Yeah, so the security deed, which is signed inside of your closing documents, is being passed on to the foreclosure attorney, which is the trustee. Some state kind of use it interchangeably. But those documents is what the lender use, pass it on to them, and then that's what they use at the county now to start the
process. And look, people, I need you guys to actually, when you're sitting at these closing tables, I need you to take your time and read exactly what it is that you're signing. I've ran into homeowners who've had the 60-80 or the 80-20, and it's been wild. Now those usually took place back in 2006. We're not even going to get into that right now. But what I'm saying is, be aware of what you're signing. Take your time out and read it. You have the opportunity to take your time and read what it is, exactly what it is before you sign in it.
But the thing is that when people get so excited whenever they're going to become first-time homeowners, everybody just sign this bunch of documents, because I am also guilty of that without even paying attention as to what is it that we're actually signing.
Don't say that so loud. We're supposed to be the experts here.
No, but I mean, that's before me even enter real estate. Now me in a real estate, I understand what is a promissory note, what is a security deed, and what them stand for. Right.
So we're here to basically educate you all before you make the same mistakes we make.
Yeah, before we make the same mistake. But those documents is the document that the lender use. Because remember, guys, the bank also is not the one who is responsible for the bringing out the auction, the foreclosure. Sorry. Right? It is the trustee. The bank hire a trustee, which the fees that is paid to the trustee is paid by the homeowner, by the way. But the bank hire a trustee for start the foreclosure process and how that work.
So the lender is the one actually foreclosing on the home. They just don't handle the process.
Absolutely.
So they're sending their paperwork over to the foreclosure attorney or trustee, whichever they call it in your county or your state, letting them know, hey, these homeowners have not paid their mortgage in over, at this point in time, it's over a little over 3 months. And we need to collect the money. We're going to need to foreclose on this home.
100%. And that is what really started at the county. So as I know, the county is who keeps the record for all properties. So everything is being filed at the county. So if you even want the information where you can find pre-foreclosure home, where are some of the places that you can go to actually find people who is actually listed as pre-foreclosure?
So I'll give you the first free one where you can go and find it, and you'll get the most accurate info from this one. And mostly, they probably missed maybe one or two, if that. You will find it on GeorgiaPublicNotice.com. So there I'm sorry, no mean to cut you. So there you'll find what the opening bid is. You'll find out who the attorney is and so forth.
What is the purpose of them actually, by law, of a listed to the public inside of the newspaper for 4 weeks? What is that process? The power of sale, is what it called, and it's an outcry. It's an outcry for them.
It's an outcry because they're ready for their funds. They need their money. They have to get this money paid back. We won't even get into that deep, but yes. So it's an outcry.
Yeah, it's really an outcry. And even when them carried got the auction step at the county, even at the auction, it is an outcry because them actually ask people who is there to bid on the property, hey, listen, the property, this is the lien against the property, and this is the starting bid, which is the amount that is owed to the lender. So the property is not really owned by the bank, it is really owed by you, but the lender have a lien against the property, obviously, because you take out a loan on the property whenever you're purchasing it, and that is the money that the lender wants. Anything outside of that belongs to you, but that is the money that the lender wants. So the entire process is just people who is behind more than 90 days. After they miss them first repayment, then the demand letter gets sent out, then the notice of default letter is being placed on them door, and them also send this notice of default letter also to the local newspaper. Advertise it for 4 weeks. Right?
And after all of that horribleness, that's where we come in. That's where we come in to help you solve the problem.
Yeah, guys, but sometimes a lot of people check up the phone and them call pre-foreclosure and them call the homeowners, not educating themselves enough as to what the process look like. That is why I'm kind of run down the entire process for kind of make you get an idea of all the moving parts. So it's from the lender down to the closing, not the closing attorney, the foreclosure attorney, then down to the county where them start the process. So the county is the next place also where we get a lot of these records from, because everybody have to start the pre-foreclosure process, the foreclosure process at the county, and give the people them at least 4 weeks to kind of figure out what is it that them need for do for either postpone it or stop the action that's coming up. Now, in regards to the bank, what is your experience with speaking with the bank or even the lender compared to anybody else, compared to the homeowner themselves who don't have any clue as to question for ask the lender? What is your experience with speaking with the bank? Are you there on the phone every day with these lenders? What are your experience communicating with the bank?
I mean, so usually when you give the lender a call, the first person you get on the phone is basically a customer service rep. So they can see some of the information, but they can't really see the internal information, the information that's needed. So by this point in time, you're going to need to speak with a loss mitigation department, and in some points in time, the loss mitigation department, you can only email them. So that's when the customer service rep comes in, and they correspond with the loss mitigation department, and explain to them and order you a payoff, order you a reinstatement. Whatever you're looking to request in order to find out information in regards to that
So my question is, whenever you call the bank for the first time, is it helpful to even speak with a customer service rep first, or you just want to go straight to loss mitigation for kind of get to the meat of the matter?
No, you can take your time and speak with them. You speak with them first and kind of see where they're at, because they're the ones that's going to put you in the right department. So you kind of just get whatever information you can from them. If they don't give you enough, then guess what you do? You hang up and you call back. But most of the times, the customer service will put you in the right department. Okay. And like I'm telling you, most of the times when it's a foreclosure, you're going to be put into loss mitigation.
Okay. So at any point in time, whenever you try to stop an auction, you reach out to the foreclosure attorney, or you just straight to the bank, straight to the lender?
Okay. So when you have lenders that play difficult and they tell you that you have to speak to the foreclosure attorney, then you can go to the foreclosure attorney and request it. I kind of find the attorney, when it's possible, they do move a little faster with giving you the information, because now you can go on some of their websites and request it and get it back. You'll get a email letting them know, hey, we're notifying you that we did get your email and we're working on getting you the requested information.
Okay.
So they tell you it'll take anywhere from 2 to 3 days or 3 to 5 days. Just depends on the process.
So whenever you go make the initial outreach, helping a person who going through foreclosure, the bank is the person who you actually speak with first before you even go to the trustee, right?
Absolutely. I'm speaking to the bank because I know you are the ones that's owed. So you know what you're owed. You may not have the attorney fees, but you can request that from the attorney. You can request that. You will have some lenders that will play tough and say, no, you need to reach out to the attorney, foreclosing attorney or trustee, whatever they call it in your city. Reach out to them and get that. So it just basically depends. And with my experience with talking on the phones back and forth with the banks, just be as pleasant as you possibly can, and you will get the information that you are requesting.
Got it. So in regards to relationship, seeing that you've been on the phone, because I've seen you in action, you've been on the phone like 90% of your day speaking with lender. Is it that you develop a relationship with some of these people whereby you can now go around the customer service and go direct to possibly the supervisor because you speak with him so many times, or you haven't reached that far? Like, how you do it?
I feel like you get a different person every time. I deal with so many different states, so I haven't been able to build rapport with one person just as of yet. So I build rapport with any and everybody I speak to, just so that I can, be pleasant, get the information that's needed, and not give anybody a hard time, and get the issue solved, because that's the aim of the game right now.
Got it. Well, guys, the reason why you see me ask you so many questions, only because she's the one who stops the auction, postpone the auction. She's the one who negotiate the liens. She's the one who talk to just about anybody who have to do with the foreclosure process. Right? For me are just the numbers guys. Me are the guys who are going to run the comparables. Me are the guy who are going to talk to the homeowner just for kind of figure out what is it that them trying to do, and try to see if we can tailor a solution. Because remember, guys, this really is the problem solving business, not so much of a real estate. Real estate come after you solve a problem. Each time we get on the phone with a seller, we look a problem to solve. And whenever you can solve a problem, because think about it, right, Shakol? Whenever somebody going through a foreclosure process, there is some type of pain, whether it's death, whether it's a divorce, whether it's somebody losing them job, there's some type of pain, and at that the conversation mostly surround whenever we speak with them. Now, in your experience, what is it that you find are some of the common pains why people go through this horrible process?
So I find my most common would be death. There's usually death. I have dealt with a few divorces which end horribly. Well, that's another episode, but that ends horribly. So we're not going to keep you guys here too long. Just kind of want to explain to you what the pre-foreclosure process is about. Absolutely. But yes, in my scenario where I dealt with it the most would be probate, death. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So out of every 10 foreclosure lead, at least 6 are probate. Somebody died. Or that too much?
No. that is pretty much accurate, because a lot of these properties that I'm finding too are vacant, and it's because the homeowner is deceased. There's times when I call them and the family member didn't even know that their uncle or auntie had a property. So it's a lot. There's a lot in the pre-foreclosure process that you learn along the way, and that's what we're here to do. Pretty much enlighten you all as to how many different scenarios you're gonna run into.
Absolutely. And for the podcast, for me personally, I just want to walk people and give them a better understanding. Now, as the podcast continue, we're going to actually come up with educational stuff, meaning the ways how you can stop the action. We're going to come up with the conversation we're supposed to have, how the conversation is supposed to sound. I have a couple of phone calls with Joella edit right now, with me being on the phone with homeowners who are going through this. I mean, just a try to tailor a solution to them. But for now, we just want to give an idea of what a pre-foreclosure is, who end up on the pre-foreclosure list, where you find these lists, who in charge of these lists. It is the lender who hire the attorney, and the attorney will start the foreclosure process, and then from there you reach out to the homeowner, because they can find these records at the Georgia Public Notice. They can find them in the newspaper. They can find them at the county. You have third-party website like auction.com. You have Zillow, where you can actually find these leads, and just reach out to them, because them really and truly need some assistance. Sometimes you have to walk, because the thing with it, Chico, me realize is that, right, people who are go through a pre-foreclosure, them can't see no further than 30 days. A lot of the time, them only have short-term solution. You know what I mean? Them run to bankruptcy, not even knowing that bankruptcy are going to affect them for the better part of 7 years. Just not knowing them, just look at additional 30 days for stay inside of the home. So sometimes when me now have a little bit more knowledge, me like, hey, you might want to revisit that option and try to see if me can tailor something else. What is it that you find when them start to panic and it'll come down to the auction date? What is it that you find that them tend for one for turn to more than anything else?
So if it's not a loan modification, they're definitely running to bankruptcy. That would be one of the ones, because a lot of people don't want to lose their homes. They didn't buy the home to lose the home. So they're looking for as many options as possible. They're desperate at this point in time. They can't sleep. They're overwhelmed. And that's the purpose of us stepping in to either educate them on how to keep their home, or educate them on moving along in the process.
Yeah, and guys, whenever you find these homeowners numbers and you're giving them a call, don't ask them you dare to purchase them home. That's the wrong approach. Right.
He's absolutely right. Absolutely right. But guys, that's definitely for another video. We'll tell you exactly how we deal with pre-foreclosures, where we find the leads exactly, and how we go about stopping these auctions, giving speaking to the sellers, homeowners, and finding out solutions, giving them as many solutions, anywhere from 8 to 10 to maybe even 12 at sometimes. Yeah. So today, we just want to kind of explain to you exactly what a pre-foreclosure is. And I know Andrew did an excellent job at explaining to you the 30, the 60, the 90 days, the demand. And then the notice of default.
Notice of default, and that start the whole entire process. So guys, that are just the first video. The second video where we're coming with the second episode, as I said, we're going to go down in how you can attack this stuff, things where you need to say, you know what I mean, the strategies where we use, or we even do acquisition ourselves and take on some of these properties as our own portfolio, and we can't even flip them. We'll flip a couple of these property, right?
Right. And if I let Andrew go, guys, he will sit here and give you everything all in one episode. You guys will probably be hitting the snooze button by this time. Nah. We are absolutely excited by being able to educate people on pre-foreclosures and help homeowners all at the same time. Yeah, and we're going to keep it short, I should say. And we're going to see the next episode. The episode, I'm going to keep them for about 15 minutes. We're not going to really try for as the time progresses, we're going to probably lengthen them out a little bit more. But for now, we're going to keep them for like 15, 20 minutes. And then keep them short. Right. So you guys stay tuned. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And comment below and let us know what's your take and how you've been going your process with pre-foreclosures.
Yeah. Hold it. If you're Jamaican, you know the rest of that go. Hold it. Yeah, you don't know it to come.
Yeah, I'm not Jamaican.
All right, guys.
Later, guys. Later.